Followers choose leaders. Leaders don't choose followers. I was pushed, always pushed into leadership positions since elementary school. I didn't think about it, but I got pushed. That's exactly how they would say, you're the one. People will listen to you. Finally, I decided instead of fighting it, I would surrender to it and embrace it. And let's go. I'll do it. But was I scared? Absolutely. I'm always a big believer you only need one person in the whole world that loves you unconditionally and you can make it. Every child, that's all they really need is one. If you have more than one, it's a bonus. And my brother and I had a bonus having two. My dad was invited to try out for the NBA when it was just being founded, and he turned it down because of having a wife and a child that he had to take care of, and he didn't want to be away. He'd been away during the war. I didn't see my dad until I was 2.5 years old, but my mother showed me his photo every day, and when he walked in, I said, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and I put my hands up, and so, you know, we were like bonded too. And I knew at 7 I was going to do something great with my life. I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I'm going to do something great with my life." And she's going like, "Just keep drying the dishes." That's where we had dishwashers, you know, and I'm going, "No, Mom, you're not listening. I am going to do something great with my life." And she's going, "That's fine. You know, just do the dishes." Just like when I told her I wanted to be #1, she said, "That's fine, let's go." I knew at the end of my first instruction ever that I found out what I was going to do with my life. Now today I'd say I found my destiny. My dad, when I was 12, he asked me, "Are you sure you want to do this? You're not always going to win." And he said, "Are you going to be able to handle that heartache? Because it's not going to be an easy road." And I said, "Dad, I want it." "Daddy, don't worry." Playing tennis for me is self-expression. It's how to shape time and space. It's understanding where the face of the racket is in relationship to the ball, you know, and all those great things, and how the ball feels against the strings, and the sense of integration of my mind, body, and soul. It's balance. It's off balance and still adapting.
Inspired, absolutely inspired.
And tennis, quite frankly, put everything on the back burner for a long time. It's just the greatest escape. Because every day you wake up, you have a purpose. It's another day goes by that you didn't have to deal with this issue or that issue. And boy, do you find out about yourself really fast. And sometimes I liked what I saw, and other times I didn't like what I saw. Sometimes my anger would come out sideways, which I did not like. And that had nothing to do with the tennis match. It had to do with my life off the court. Did I recognize it at the time? Absolutely not. I wish I had. We're trying to make things work, the tour. We had no infrastructure. I'm going out trying to get sponsors. I'm out trying to get tournaments. I got my marriage over here. I mean, I'm like crazed. And I'm trying to play tennis. What's tennis? Mark goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm playing Bobby Riggs." I said, "What?" If you lose to him, it's a great excuse for the media to say, "See, we shouldn't have women's professional tennis." Because that's what I was afraid of. I said, "Margaret," I said, "this is not a tennis match. But you have to win it. It's so important that you win it." She goes, "Yeah, oh, okay." Like, anyway, she lost so badly.
The male is king, the male is supreme. I've said it over and over again. I still feel that way.
After Margaret Court lost, I had to play him. I said, this is my chance, my one chance my whole lifetime. This will be it. I will never have this much focus on me or tennis or sports.
Billie Jean King triumphed over the self-proclaimed male chauvinist pig Bobby Riggs.
When a woman does something, they always try to tell us we did it for women. No, no, no. I did it for people. I think it's real important to stay dedicated to my truth if I can. And truth can change. I've been brought up to tell the truth. I mean, it's been ingrained in me. And I had to really argue with my lawyer and my PR person for 48 hours. They didn't want me to do a press conference to tell the truth. I said, well, I'm going to do it. And they said, no one's ever done it. You don't do this. I go, I'm not taking your advice. I've worked with these media people all my life since I've been young. I've always talked to them. I'm doing it now. So it's an opportunity to face my fears. I got put in a horrible position by being outed. And so I had the press conference. I said, I had an affair with Marilyn Barnett. It's true. And they went, oh! You could hear the pin drop. Nobody could say a word now. Nobody asked a question. You know how they'll usually go, ah, they have their hands up. They were just like nothing. Then they started to ask questions, but it was huge silence. I mean, I thought, it felt like a year to me, this silence. It was terrible. I mean, it was just terrible. I took my power back. I'd given up all my power when it came to my sexuality. I went, bingo, bullseye. Of course I have. So I took it back, and everything started to get good. What I learned through sports and through tennis is invaluable. It's because you find out about yourself. Your character is revealed. My character is revealed through my sport. And I think you learn about a place you go. There's a place you go that you didn't realize you have to be able to finish. There's a time when you think you can't take another step, you can't continue. And there's some reserve you find in your body and your soul that you didn't know you had. And you find it, and it makes you rise to the occasion, allows you to rise to the occasion. Never underestimate the human spirit. Never underestimate it. Never.